Okay, so I have a relatively sarcastic personality, okay? And 99% of people I talk to hear that little sarcastic little oomph in my sentences, so they know it's sarcastic. But there's always that 1%! So here's a few stories. So the first one is, don't ask me how this came up, but in social studies class we were talking about cannibalism. During this discussion, it had me thinking, and I came up with a question. When someone dies and you turn them into ashes, and if you eat those ashes, is that considered cannibalism? I was thinking this in my mind, and I just, yelled out, is it considered cannibalism if I use someone's ashes as Parmesan? The whole class goes silent, and the teacher just stares at me. I'm here, laughing because I know I just said something funny, but everyone else is just like, what the fuck did she just say? And then the rest of the class period just felt so, awkward because everyone was just like, what are you, why, Joy? My name's Joy, by the way. And I'm just like, what, I was being funny. And there's other things, too. If I just am talking and I say something, and they're like, and my friends are like, Joy, you can't say that. Why would you say that? I'm like, what? This is my sense of humor, guys. I am being funny when I say this. So when people don't understand it, it makes me mad. But the number one time that it makes me mad is when this just pisses me off. But when I go up to a friend and I'm just like, hey, bitch. And they just look at me and just be like, what? Then the whole rest of the day, they just don't talk to me. And I'm like, girl, why are you mad? What is up? And they're just like, well, you called me a bitch and that kind of hurt my feelings. Girl, I was being funny. How do you not understand that? Oh my God.
Am I the asshole for refusing to go to a party that was planned for me? Like most women, I had spent years fantasizing about my wedding day. So when my fiance asked me to marry him last year, I was over the moon. I spent hundreds of hours planning and arranging our perfect day. Little did I know that my fiance and his best man had arranged a prank. So when it came down to anyone objecting the wedding, the best man stood up and says he objected. Anyone who knows anything about weddings knows that regardless if it was a joke or not, the wedding cannot go forward if objected. So despite the best man and my fiance saying that it was a prank, we could not get married yesterday as intended. I was devastated, as all that money was now out the window and non-refundable.
Oh, no.
My soon-to-be sister-in-law had arranged an after-party at her place for us. Instead of me going, I walked down the aisle to the door by myself and took off from complete embarrassment and
So when I turned 13, I had a birthday party. It's no big deal. I mean, I was just blossoming, turning into a woman. And so I remember my mom was like, no one's allowed in the rooms. Everyone needs to be outside. If you see anyone inside, you need to tell me. I was like, oh my God, Booma, you don't need to pop off. I get it, Booma, come on. I remember I saw 3 adults walk out of my room. I didn't tell my mom, but let me tell you why. Because I was like, maybe they're designing a gift for me. So the end of the day came, no surprise present came. I'm not mad. Are you mad? Because I'm happy. So we started cleaning up, and then we went to go clean my room in case. Oh, the best part is coming! There was a voodoo doll under my bed. It looked exactly like me. I remember there was one needle on its left eye, another needle on its heart, and it was laying on a ratchet green leaf. And then next to it, there was a note that said, this is all gonna be mine, in cursive. So then my mom started doing research on this.
First of all, disclaimer, this is not my story time. It was sent to me from a friend. Let's just call my friend Sam. Sam has been friends with this girl named, let's just say, Rebecca, for about 5 months now. Sam loved hanging out with Rebecca, but then Rebecca told Sam that she has a crush on her. Although Sam is not completely straight, she does not really like that idea. Sam just wanted to keep on being just normal friends with Rebecca. But Sam does not know how to tell Rebecca this news without ruining their really good friendship. Should Sam just keep on ignoring Rebecca, or how should she tell her? Hey besties, so y'all seem to really like my boy best friend stories, and don't worry, I have a lot more where those came from, so I'm going to share some more today. Just a little backstory. I had this very toxic boy best friend for 4 years straight, and I've been using a code name Ryan, but I kind of feel like exposing him, not gonna lie. So his name's Marco. Let's hope he doesn't see this. Anyways, in 5th grade, we were both in advanced math. So we were learning 6th grade math, right? So I sat at a different table than him, across the classroom, and I walked up to go get a pencil, or I don't even know what I was walking up to get, and I happened to walk right by his table, and I heard him talking about how, oh my God, Joy has a crush on me because she knows how to spell my last name. What? How? Then I butt into this conversation, how could it mean I have a crush on you because I know how to spell your freaking last name? We're best friends. So everyone at his table was all like, oh my God, Joy, you like Marco. And I'm like, so Marco's last name has 9 letters. So everyone was like, I don't even know how to pronounce it. I don't even know how to spell it. I'm like, well, I know how to spell it, but that doesn't mean I have a crush on Marco. Like, does that make any sense to anyone? Or am I just like missing something? Like, is it really a shocker that I know how to spell my best friend's first and last name? Like, but now that I think of it, he was probably saying that because he had a crush on me. I should have brought that up. Why didn't I think of that comeback? Ugh. Hi guys, for celebration of 100K, here's my 100K cake. It's funfetti. This took literally 5 hours. It was a journey, to be honest. It took forever, but here it is. Thank you so much for 100K. There's strawberry filling in here. There's frosting. There's rainbow sprinkles. There's a sticky note K. It's a whole journey. And thank you so much. I love all of my fellow slime lovers. And just thank you so much for 100K. I love you guys so, 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 so much. And I love this cake also, surprisingly. Bye! Hey, besties. So I have like a question for you, but then it's also like a story. So I'm just gonna get into it. So I make these really cool looking bracelets, and I sell them for like $5 a piece. They're made out of like lava rocks and stones, so that's not that high of a price, because at stores they're like $8. So I have good prices, okay? Now there's this boy on my swim team who's like 15. We're just gonna call him Anthony. He has a friend named, let's just say, Jacob. And one day at swim practice, I went up to Anthony and Jacob and asked if they wanted to buy some bracelets. I don't really like Jacob very much. He's a lot more like not nice as Anthony. But Anthony said, oh yeah, Jacob will buy us 2. So I was like, okay, they're gonna buy 2 bracelets. I asked for the price. I said it would be $10 for both of them. They were like, okay. Jacob did not look very happy at this, but I was selling my bracelets, so I was going to sell them to them. So every day after swim practice after that, I brought like my bag of bracelets because I wanted them to be able to choose. But Jacob kept on saying, I'm not buying your bracelets, and Anthony just kept on saying that Jacob was going to buy them. So like, I had no idea what to do. It's been like, I don't know, like 2 months since this was, and now Anthony is asking where his bracelets are. Should I give them the bracelets, or should I not, since they're bad customers? Please help!
Have you ever felt like you've forgotten something but can't remember exactly what you forgot? Well, for this one woman, this feeling would lead to a terrifying discovery. She was on the bus on her way home from work one night when she was certain she left something behind in the office. She thought to herself, maybe it's nothing. She had a long day and she just wanted to go home for the night. But of course, she could have never expected the horrifying truth. This feeling of not being able to remember what she forgot became more and more intense. She thought about everything that happened that day. Her boss staring at her creepily, the secretaries gossiping, then she bumped into a man on the bus. She quickly said sorry, but he ignored her. As the bus came to her stop, she stood outside her home and couldn't shake the feeling anymore. She had to go back to the office to find out exactly what she forgot. It was very late at night at this point, but she made it back. She ran up the stairs and opened the office door, but what she saw could only be described as unimaginable. As this woman slowly knelt down on the floor, she finally realized what she left behind. It was her body lying on the floor, strangled to death.
Here's some more boy best friend stories. Usually I do one video per one, but I'm going to do one video of a bunch of them. Also, thank you for 1 million likes. Let's get started. First, one day in lunch, he was telling a bunch of kids what spice they were and explaining it. He told this kid, let's just call him Cameron, that he was like sugar because he's so sweet. Cameron is the nicest kid in the world, by the way. So it made sense. So then I asked, what spice am I? He said, you are paprika. Not many people like you, but the people that do like you don't like a lot of you. Like what? I was shook. Like that's mean, right? I was like, is that true? He's like, what? It wasn't mean. It's just the truth. But of course I didn't tell on him. Next, I'm an artist, so I did art, obviously. And he would always criticize it, not in a funny way, in a real way. And then I got really discouraged and just like stopped doing art for a while because I thought it was all horrible because of him. But now I'm back into art. Anyways, he also always criticized what I looked like and said, Joy, you're so skinny. You need to eat something. Or Joy, why is your forehead so big and your nose so pointy? And he also told me that I need to get plastic surgery a bunch of times. So now I really hate my nose and forehead and chin because I guess it's pointy as a pencil too. He he also always called me, forcing me to take down TikToks just because he didn't like them when they were completely fine and nothing wrong with them. He was controlling my life, like bruh. Story time and how I lost my very best friend. Just a disclaimer, this is not my story time. It was sent to me by my friend, let's just say Adam. Adam has this neighborhood friend, let's just say Nick. Adam and Nick have been best friends for the past 3 years, until Nick just started feeling very distant from Adam. Adam was confused because he's been friends with Nick for the past 3 years, and they always tell each other everything. So Adam went over to Nick's house. So Adam goes over to Nick's house to ask him what's up. Nick was not home, but his mom was. But his mom said that Nick was going to be home in 10 minutes, so Adam just went up to his room. Once Adam got up to his room, he found Nick's diary. So Adam obviously went and read it. And he found out that the only reason Nick was friends with Adam was so Nick could get closer with Adam's dad. So basically, Nick and Adam's dad are in a relationship, but a secret one. And the only reason Nick was ever friends with Adam was so Nick could get closer with Adam's dad. Adam left, told his and Nick's mom what was happening. They were shocked and moved to Canada.